Oklahoma's children in crisis.
These are our neighbors.
Thousands are going to bed hungry.
They're not strangers.
Some not in a bed at all.
We've had a youth that was living in a porta potty.
There are basic needs going unmet right here in Oklahoma.
There are children in the community that fall through the gaps.
Parents looking for the same things we all want for our kids.
I want them to have things that I didn't have whenever I was growing up.
So how do we break the cycle?
The best way to do it is to start with the children.
You're watching KOCO Chronicle, Project Community, digging into the issues impacting our children and our future.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Jessica Shambach. Tonight is part of a year-long effort here at KOCO focused on Oklahoma's children, Oklahoma's future. Each month we'll look into issues facing Oklahoma kids, issues that are impacting how they grow up and the future lives they'll lead. It's a deep dive into our community. Over the next year, we'll look at the scope of each issue, show you the real people who are facing these tough decisions each day. And we'll also dig into the good things, like how people here are already stepping up to help solve these issues. Tonight, we're tackling 3 issues in our state and how to break the cycle. Homelessness, kids in our state who don't have a stable place to live. Access to health care from rural families with nowhere to turn to those living in the city but simply can't afford to see a doctor. And food insecurity. Oklahoma, one of the 10 worst states when it comes to children who are homeless. Tonight we look at why Oklahoma kids struggle with homelessness and what can be done to help. Here now is KOCO's Abigail Ogle.
It's hard to concentrate at school when you don't know where you're going to lay your head tonight.
Our state's largest school district, Oklahoma City, asked their students where they slept last night. The answer?
They had more than 5,000 kids who enrolled in the system that were couch homeless or literally homeless when they enrolled.
Couch homeless. Dan Strawn, the executive director of the Homeless Alliance, told us the majority of OKC's homeless children are considered couch homeless.
It's a very disruptive way to live life. It's families who have lost their own housing and are staying with friends or co-workers or somebody from their church.
So how did we get here? Why is Oklahoma one of the 10 worst states for homeless kids?
Most states in America have expanded Medicaid, and that provides some housing supports for families with children. Oklahoma has not.
He also said Oklahoma historically is a poor state.
135,000 people just in Oklahoma County at or below the poverty line. That's $8,000 a year in income for a single adult.
He told us countless studies show being a homeless child, especially ages newborn to 6 years old, can change the trajectory of a kid's life forever.
It has an impact on your educational attainment. It has an impact on your future mental health, future substance use, future incarceration. All those issues can be impacted adversely by being homeless, especially at a young age.
But there are resources out there to help.
Part of the solution is government, faith-based, and nonprofit agencies working together, thinking about the issue of homelessness like a community. These are our neighbors. They're not strangers.
Abigail Ogle, KOCO 5 News.
But there are people ready to help. I want to show you the people on the front lines working to make a difference.
We're going to be working on something a little bit trickier, which is fine.
An Oklahoma City school for homeless children. Each family at Positive Tomorrows has a different story. President Susan Ogle has seen it all.
We'll have children in our school who are staying in one of the local homeless shelters. We'll have children who are living in transitional housing of one kind, whether it's for Remerge, the prison diversion program, or addiction rehab.
And some families bounce from place to place while working to get ahead. For some kids, that means sleepless nights.
If they fall asleep in class, they don't sleep well at night because they're in a crowded, noisy shelter, or there's multiple families living in an apartment and they're sleeping on the floor.
Last school year, Positive Tomorrows served almost 150 students, but there are thousands more homeless children in Oklahoma City.
So many families in Oklahoma are living from paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes everything just falls apart and it's hard to recover.
It'll get expensive.
The focus at Positive Tomorrows, education, of course. The curriculum is just like other Oklahoma schools, but this school provides essential needs as well.
We make sure they've had something to eat when they get here in the morning. We always feed them. We make sure that they have food at home. We make sure that they have adequate clothing at home.
The staff working every day to break the cycle and change futures for so many Oklahoma children.
The best way to do it is to start with the children. By the time people are even high school and older, there are patterns that are ingrained in their behavior. It's too late to change. It's very difficult to change without throwing lots of money at it. The place to start is with the children.
Susan believes Positive Tomorrows offers just that. A positive tomorrow.
Positive Tomorrows says last year, almost every grade improved their math and reading skills. But tonight, children across Oklahoma are worried about their next meal. When will they eat again? And it's a bigger problem than you might think.
They're having to make some of those choices in between what they spend their money on. Do I pay my rent? Or do I go buy the next meal?
Finding the next meal, a major issue in Oklahoma.
There is a lot of food insecurity in Oklahoma.
The Sooner State ranking the 10th most food insecure in the country, according to United Way. Many of those affected, children. There's nearly 1 in 4 children in Oklahoma experience some sort of food insecurity. For a child that hasn't eaten over the weekend, they come into school on Monday morning. It's very difficult for them to concentrate, to focus in on learning. They become frustrated. They lose interest in school and in learning. Patrick Klein with DHS says they helped with more than 610,000 meals in the state of Oklahoma last fiscal year.
A high percentage of our families are employed and are working. They're just not earning enough.
The families they're helping come from all walks of life.
A job interruption of any type, many times that's the persons that we end up serving. And so it literally can be anyone. You can almost look in the mirror because our SNAP clients look just like everyone else.
In 2017, the number of food insecure people in Oklahoma County alone was more than 123,000, according to the United Way.
I've been amazed over the years when I was a caseworker at the different situations that I encountered with individuals that never thought that they would end up in a DHS office applying for SNAP.
We are also committed to helping those in need. Right now on the KOCO app, you'll find a list of resources. Look under the Project Community tab. Coming up, we look at the real people impacted by some of the big issues, including food insecurity and homelessness. And we take their concerns to those people who have the power to help change the laws. You're watching Chronicle Project Community.